I thought I'd make another video with some more of my thoughts, because, yeah, I just finished that order, so. So anyway, there was a time, there's still going on. A lot of people are saying this is a religious thing. I don't see it as that. I see it as an energy thing, because you don't have to be religious to believe in electricity or energy or vibration, frequency. It doesn't matter if you're a scientist or a religious scholar, or a priest. The vibration can be measured, and they've done plenty of studies with plants and humans and water, that your vibration changes when something positive or negative is in your field. And the field being the electricity that's around you, or aura, or whatever you want to call it. But it's there. We're not just flesh. You wouldn't be able to get shocked by a door handle with static buildup if we were just flesh. That alone proves frequency. But anyway, a simple moral test that you can do if you're wondering if you're a good person or not. Ask yourself these questions. 1, do you get joy or thrill out of insulting or putting someone else down? I don't care what the reasoning is. You think they're a horrible human being, whether they did something or not that led you to think that, or whether you were told that and you believed it. Doesn't matter what the reasoning is. If you get a thrill out of putting someone else down as a person and making them feel bad about themselves, or trying to, you have no moral compass on the basic fundamental sense of being a good human being, which the same people who are acting that way are the ones who have told people for my entire lifetime, I'm 27, that we're supposed to accept everyone for who they are, especially women. I look very androgynous, so as far as they know, I wasn't even, they don't know what I was, and they called me a bitch. So, hypocrisy through the roof. But you're the ones who told us disabilities aren't always visible. Don't put someone with a disability down. You can't make fun of any of these groups of people because they're marginalized, and they are already on the outskirts of society because of an issue that you don't have empathy for. And you just did everything the opposite of that. You just flipped your the people acting like that right now are pushing their movement back 10 years. That nobody thinks that that's acceptance. I'm sorry. If you think that's acceptance, I don't think you have an IQ or a functional brain. You might be an AI, and even AIs, I think, would probably understand that that's not acceptance. Then the second question would be, do you have a problem talking to people that have different beliefs than you, or that disagree with anything you say? If you get triggered by someone having a sticker or a hat or clothing you don't like, that shows more about you than it does of them, because that shows you're not secure within your own energy, your own body, your own soul, your own mind, whatever. You're not secure to the extent that you'll go out of your way to put someone else down, or to turn a conversation into a screaming fit or into an insult rage fit, just because you disagree or don't like something about them. There's no morality in either of those two questions so far, if you answered yes to the first one and no to the second one. And then thirdly, what is your goal? Is your goal to get a reaction out of people? And if that's the case, what does it do for you? Does it give you some sick ego boost to get someone else to feel bad about themselves? Because all three of those, in my opinion, are the fundamental morals that no non-religious, religious, everywhere in between people, even people who could care less about life and they're just skating by in life, not really emotionally reactive to anything, they would not find joy in putting someone else down. Most people, we already know that they're the loudest and the smallest group of people, but there's a difference between screaming your opinion at a rally or whatever, even protesting, if you're doing it non-violently, which that's lost to that side now. I don't know why it's like the brain is totally twisted backwards and inside out at the same time, because they think it's peaceful to be violent to someone, or that it's justified to be violent to someone and then not get arrested for it, but they're the ones who said no one was above the law. Every single thing they have gotten mad at others for doing, they are now doing. Way more severely than the people they were getting mad at. And I've seen people on both sides act a little crazy, but nothing like that. I mean, I've never seen anything like that in person. Obviously seen countless videos of it, but never had that happen in person. And you know, like I said, this town is like almost solid 50-50. It was a retirement community 5 years ago with very low crime, and now we have the highest crime in the entire Front Range of Colorado, which is from Boulder north. So it's a lot of the state. And most of our workforce doesn't live in town. I'm doing my job while these people are getting their own food, and that's what they're doing with their life. And the crime is through the roof. I mean, everything is locked up. Every bathroom has a code on it. It is like the town is completely flipped upside down in 5 years. And it's just really sad that, like I said, I've done food delivery for 10 years. I've had a couple like minorly sketchy experiences with homeless people, but never anything like that. Like, it's easy to tell some creepy dude that's trying to get you to give him a ride, but is like quiet about it and like just casually trying to be weird. It's easy to tell that person no. This is like, you are literally creating a society and a culture of hate, literal, just the definition of hate in your soul, and destruction and chaos. And I'm not sure there's a goal after that. I think the goal is just to destroy everything they don't like and everyone they don't like, and that's says a lot. And I know there's a lot of people that vote on the left that are nothing like that, and they just either don't feel like their voice is loud enough to make a difference, or they've been scared by people that act like that into staying silent, whatever it is, or they don't even know what's going on, because there's a lot of people that don't watch the news, don't watch podcasts. If they're retired, they might not even leave their house, and if they don't have a TV, they might not even watch the news if they're retired. So, like, there's a lot of people that actually don't know that kind of thing goes on still. Like, they still haven't seen it. And so they might still support vaguely that's the left, but they don't know. Like, they literally just don't follow the news. When I was in high school, I was the only person that could explain what capitalism, socialism, or communism was at all. People had no idea. And when the 2016 election happened, I was 17, so I couldn't vote, and most of my grade couldn't. But when people were asked, which they should never ask students this anyway in high school, but people were asked who they would vote for if they could vote. And when 99% of the class had said Hillary, and they were asked why, not a single one could give a reason other than the fact that she was a woman. And that's the same people that you can't ask any critical thinking inducing questions. You can't use logic or any kind of like intelligent speech in response, because their brain is literally programmed at that point to only react, not listen. There's no listening going on. There's no processing of new information. Now, a lot of that's neuroinflammation. And people don't realize that a lot of people have neuroinflammation, which stops you from taking in new information. And phones do that, so do chemicals and toxins in the food and medications, etc. But it's just ridiculous. I mean, this is like, people should be able to leave their house and go to a restaurant without getting screamed at. And if I wasn't aware of that kind of behavior. If I was someone that barely left my house or that never interacted with people, that could have really terrified me. I could see why people do get scared, because something like that happening to someone who isn't aware of it or doesn't think it is happening in their area or doesn't leave, or is, if they're mentally disabled, then they like might not be able to handle that. And so I think it's really sad. It's just really sad that, you know, if you're that insecure within your own soul that you're willing to treat other people like that you have no association with, that darkness is just gonna continue consuming your soul. And that's, you know, pray or meditate or send love that and hope that your soul will find something other than hate someday, because it's just really sad. But I think people are becoming more aware of it now, and it's kind of it. Like I said, they made a video, and I'm sure the video looks pretty ridiculous because they're acting like they're in a mental hospital. And I wasn't. So they've been told that, oh, people that disagree with them are gonna act 10 times worse than they acted, and that's not what happens, because we have logic and basic human decency. So yeah. Loveland. Hopefully this town can find awareness and love again.